They found it carved into an ancient slab of granite, buried deep beneath the misty hills of Western Ireland. A single rune, shaped like a lightning bolt, pulsing faintly as though the stone itself remembered a storm. Archaeologists called it the Rune of Thunder, a symbol that appeared in pre-Celtic ritual sites across Europe. But what made this discovery truly astonishing wasn't the rune's artistry. It was what happened next. When a group of neuroscientists replicated the rune's jagged shape in a visual field experiment, they noticed an unusual effect. Brain scans revealed a surge of electrical coherence across focus-related regions of the cortex. Something about that ancient pattern triggered synchronization, an awakening of neural harmony, the very essence of deep attention. It was as if the rune carried an ancient code for consciousness itself. For thousands of years, Druids whispered that the Rune of Thunder could awaken the mind within the mind, granting warriors supernatural clarity before battle and mystics unshakable insight during trance. Now, in the age of chaos and constant distraction, modern science is beginning to validate what those ancients already knew, that symbols, sound, and breath can reshape the brain. This is not myth. This is neuroplasticity overdrive. Our minds were never meant to process 1,000 signals at once. Every notification, every scrolling feed, every flickering advertisement hijacks our ancient attention system. A system once tuned to the rustle of the wind or the crack of thunder. We have traded silence for noise, presence for distraction, and in doing so, we have dulled the blade of awareness that once defined human brilliance. The modern mind is restless, fragmented, overstimulated, and undernourished. Every time you switch tasks, your brain bleeds energy. The neural circuits responsible for deep focus, the prefrontal networks that govern decision-making, learning, and creativity, begin to atrophy. Studies reveal that constant multitasking lowers IQ, increases cortisol, and even shrinks gray matter in regions tied to empathy and emotional regulation. We scroll endlessly, yet rarely see. We listen constantly, yet seldom hear. The world has become a hall of mirrors, each reflection pulling our attention away from the center, the still point within. This is not weakness, it is conditioning. The machinery of modern life is designed to fracture consciousness, to make stillness feel uncomfortable. But within this storm of chaos lies the opportunity to awaken a deeper power, the power to direct your mind at will. The ancients called this mastery of focus the thunder state. It was not mere concentration, but a convergence, a storm of awareness that burned away distraction and revealed pure intention. In Celtic tradition, thunder was not destruction, but illumination. The flash of lightning symbolized the instant when clarity pierces confusion. Our ancestors sought this state through rhythm, breath, and sacred symbols. Today, science calls it neuroplastic engagement, the deliberate rewiring of the brain through conscious repetition and mindful intensity. What they achieved through ritual and resonance, we can now replicate with precision. The world has forgotten how to be still, but you can remember. The noise around you is not stronger than the current within you. Once you reclaim that current, every thought, every action, every moment of your life begins to align. This is where the Thunder Rune becomes more than myth. It becomes a method. Long before the written word, long before the first libraries and laboratories, there were symbols, living bridges between the visible and the invisible. Among the ancient Celts, one symbol held power above all others, the Rune of Thunder. Known in fragments of Druidic lore as Tyrannus's Mark, It represented the flash of divine energy that awakens both sky and soul. Its shape, jagged diagonal, alive with tension, mirrored lightning's path as it tore through the heavens. The Druids believed that within that strike lived consciousness itself, energy, seeking awareness. Legends say that initiates of the old Celtic orders would carve this rune into oak or stone, not as decoration, but as invocation. They would stand beneath the storm, arms raised, and breathe with the rhythm of thunder. Deep inhalations, drawing energy from the earth, forceful exhalations sending it back to the sky. The rune was not worshipped, it was activated. It was a doorway between mind and nature, a technology of consciousness hidden in plain sight. The rune of thunder symbolized transformation through friction, the storm as teacher. When the Druids spoke of the lightning in the head, they were not speaking metaphorically. They described a state of heightened neural activity, an inner ignition that fused intuition and intellect. In ritual, they would chant a tone that resonated with the storm's frequency, a low vibrational hum designed to synchronize brainwave states. Breath, sound, and symbol combined to form a living algorithm, a proto-scientific method for altering consciousness. Modern scholars, peering through the lens of archaeology and neuroscience, have begun to reevaluate these rituals. EEG, analysis of rhythmic chanting and breath-based meditation, reveals patterns strikingly similar to what the ancients sought. Increased coherence in the gamma frequency band, associated with focus, memory integration, and creativity. In the language of modern science, the rune of thunder was not superstition. It was neuroplastic engineering disguised as spirituality. To the Druids, thunder was the heartbeat of the cosmos, chaotic yet precise, destructive yet illuminating. It symbolized the union of opposites, noise and silence, movement and stillness, fear and awe. By meditating on the rune of thunder, practitioners sought to harness that duality within themselves. They aimed to ride the lightning rather than be consumed by it. And in this merging of energy and awareness, something extraordinary happened. Thought became sharp, intention became force, and focus became freedom. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize and rewire itself, is one of the most profound scientific revelations of the modern era. For centuries, it was believed that the adult brain was static, fixed like stone after childhood. But research shattered that myth. Your brain is alive, constantly sculpting itself in response to experience, attention, and intention. Every thought, every emotion, every breath you take is a sculptor's tool reshaping neural pathways. When you focus on a task, neurons in related regions fire together. Over time, through repetition, those neurons strengthen their connections, a process known as long-term potentiation. This is how habits form, how skills are built, and how consciousness itself evolves. But here's the hidden key. Intensity and presence accelerate this process. The more emotionally charged and attentive the state, the more profound the rewiring. That's why the ancients paired symbols and rituals with deep emotional resonance. They intuitively understood the brain's plastic nature. The rune of thunder, when combined with rhythmic breathing and visualization, acts as a neuroplastic amplifier. Modern neuroscientists have discovered that combining visual focus with auditory resonance and intentional breath can engage multiple cortical networks simultaneously, the sensory, motor, and limbic systems, creating what's called cross-modal neural integration. This synchrony produces a temporary state of hypercoherence in which brainwaves align and communication between regions becomes fluid and efficient. Think of it like tuning an orchestra. Scattered noise becomes symphony. The brain, once fragmented by distraction, begins to harmonize. In this state, neurotransmitters such as dopamine and acetylcholine surge, enhancing attention and motivation. The prefrontal cortex, the command center of focus and decision, lights up. Memory deepens, creativity flows, and emotional reactivity calms. You enter the neurological signature of the thunder state. Sound frequency studies at institutions like Stanford and MIT have shown that specific resonant tones can induce neural synchronization, similar to those produced by meditative chanting. Breathwork, too, alters the brain's chemistry, increasing oxygen flow, balancing CO2, and modulating the vagus nerve, which controls the parasympathetic system. When combined, sound, breath, and intention can shift you from a scattered beta wave pattern into coherent alpha and gamma rhythms, the measurable state of deep focus and insight. In other words, what the Druids practiced as sacred ritual, neuroscience now describes as neuroplastic conditioning. The rune, the breath, the vibration, these are not random spiritual artifacts. They are technologies for consciousness, tools that turn the mind into its own laboratory. When you consciously activate these processes, you move beyond passive awareness into active creation of your own neural destiny. You are not merely a thinker trapped inside a body. You are an engineer of your own brain. Every breath, every moment of awareness is an act of sculpting lightning. The same lightning that once carved its mark into stone and sky. For centuries, science and spirituality were viewed as rivals, one speaking in data, the other in metaphor. Yet beneath their different languages lies the same pursuit, the mapping of consciousness. The Druids sought to understand the currents of energy flowing through the mind, just as today's neuroscientists trace the flow of electrical impulses through neural circuits. Both describe an invisible architecture, one through spirit, the other through synapse. When we observe the rune of thunder through this dual lens, something remarkable emerges. Spiritually, it represents illumination, the moment divine energy cracks through darkness. Scientifically, it mirrors the moment neurons fire in synchrony, bridging networks across the brain. Lightning outside, lightning within. What the ancients experienced as revelation, modern scanners reveal as neural coherence. Consider the parallels. In meditation, mantras create oscillating sound frequencies that entrain the brain's electrical rhythms. Druidic chanting, with its low, resonant tones, produced the same effect. Neuroscience now calls this brainwave entrainment, a process where external rhythmic stimuli synchronize internal oscillations. The practitioners felt the storm of focus rising within. Today's researchers measure it as gamma synchronization, the mark of heightened awareness. Even the concept of breath as bridge is not poetic invention but physiological fact. Every inhalation and exhalation subtly modulates the vagus nerve, influencing heart rate, emotional regulation, and focus. Ancient adepts called breath the thread between worlds. Neuroscientists call it cardiorespiratory coupling. The language differs. The truth remains the same. Mastery of breath is mastery of consciousness. The rune of thunder serves as a point of convergence, a symbol that fuses these worlds. It reminds us that science and spirit are not opposing forces, but complementary lenses through which we glimpse the infinite intelligence of life. The Druids, without instruments or laboratories, mapped the contours of human focus through intuition and observation. Modern imaging now confirms the same truths they lived by: that mind and body are inseparable, that rhythm shapes cognition, and that awareness can sculpt biology. To engage with the rune of thunder today is to walk that bridge between the ancient and the modern. You are not simply repeating a ritual. You are participating in an ongoing experiment, the evolution of consciousness itself. Through breath, sound, and focused visualization, you activate not faith, but feedback. Each session becomes a live dialogue between your intention and your neurobiology. The old world called it magic. The new world calls it plasticity. But both point to the same revelation. You are not bound by the patterns you inherited. You are designed to evolve. The thunder that once rolled across Celtic skies now rumbles through your neural circuits, reminding you that the storm is not outside. It is you. Before you begin the thunder rune practice, preparation is essential. Just as a storm gathers its strength before lightning strikes, your mind and body must align to receive the current. The ancients never approached the rune casually. They prepared themselves through stillness, environment, and intention. In our modern language, this means priming your nervous system and setting the stage for focus to ignite. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for at least 20 minutes. The practice is most powerful when done at dawn or twilight. The liminal hours, when the mind naturally hovers between worlds of sleep and wakefulness. Dim the lights or, if possible, light a single candle. The flicker of flame mimics the elemental spark of thunder energy, reminding your subconscious of the symbol's essence. If you prefer natural light, position yourself near a window where the sky is visible. The rune draws strength from the open expanse above you. Sit upright but not rigid. The spine should feel like a tree trunk, rooted and alive. The head rests naturally, as if suspended by a thread from the heavens. Place your hands on your knees, palms open, a gesture of both grounding and receiving. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. With each breath, imagine clearing static from your mind, as though you're tuning an instrument before a performance. Now, visualize the rune itself, a jagged lightning-shaped symbol glowing faintly before you. Don't worry about artistic perfection. Feel its vibration rather than see it. Imagine that each breath you take fuels its brightness, charging it with your awareness. This visualization serves as the mental anchor for the entire practice. Before moving into the active phase, set your intention clearly. Whisper to yourself, I awaken the thunder within. I command focus, clarity, and power. Speak it softly, but with conviction. Words shape neural circuits just as surely as thought and movement. The ritual begins in the realm of language, the oldest programming of the mind. As you settle into this state, let all external concerns fade. You are not here to think. You are here to awaken. Every sound around you, even the distant hum of life, becomes part of the rhythm you're about to channel. The preparation is not about escape from the world. It is about entering it more completely, through awareness sharper than lightning itself. When you are ready, when silence begins to vibrate like the calm before thunder, you stand on the threshold. The next step is activation. Where breath meets symbol and energy meets intention, the activation of the thunder rune begins with breath. Not ordinary breath, but conscious, rhythmic breathing, designed to awaken both the body's energy and the brain's electric potential. The ancients believed that thunder was born from the union of sky and earth. In this practice, your breath becomes that union, the bridge between the physical and the mental, between energy and awareness. Begin seated in your prepared space, eyes still closed. Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, the center of inner vision, the place where focus begins to take form. Imagine the runes suspended there, glowing with pale blue light, pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat. Now, inhale deeply through the nose for a count of 5. As you inhale, visualize drawing energy upward from the earth, as if roots beneath you are drinking in light. Hold that breath for a count of 3. Feel the current building, like storm clouds gathering their charge. Then exhale through the mouth for a count of 6, releasing with a sound, a low humming tone, the letter R, resonating softly at the back of the throat. It should vibrate your skull gently, creating a subtle echo inside your head. This is the thunder tone. Repeat this cycle 9 times. Each round deepens the connection between breath and vibration. The humming isn't a chant to an external deity. It's a frequency tuning your neural circuits. The vibration stimulates cranial nerves, engages the vagus nerve, and quiets the stress response. You may notice a tingling across your scalp or a warmth spreading through your chest. This is the current awakening. After the 9th exhalation, pause. Let your breathing return to normal. In this stillness, visualize lightning striking within your mind. A brilliant white flash illuminating every corner of thought. For a few seconds, your entire field of awareness feels electric. This is the Rune ignition phase. Stay in it without trying to control or analyze it. Simply observe. Next comes the focusing loop, a pattern that trains the brain's prefrontal circuits through alternating expansion and contraction of attention. Inhale deeply again, drawing energy to the center of your chest. As you hold the breath, mentally trace the rune's shape from top to bottom, as though lightning were carving its mark inside you. Then, as you exhale with the humming tone, imagine that rune expanding outward, filling the space around you with electric light. Perform this sequence for 5 minutes. It is better to move slowly and deliberately than to rush. Each repetition forges stronger neural links between attention, breath, and emotion. What begins as imagination soon becomes sensation. What begins as ritual becomes circuitry. If your thoughts wander, and they will, simply return to the sound. The hum is your compass, the thunder that calls you back. Over time, this sound becomes synonymous with focus itself. The auditory cortex learns to associate the frequency with alert calmness, priming your brain to enter that state on command. To close the ritual, take one final deep breath in through the nose. Hold it for a moment and silently say, "I am the storm and the stillness." Then exhale fully and let the rune's light fade into the darkness behind your eyelids. Sit quietly for at least 2 minutes, feeling the residual energy vibrating in your body. You may feel lighter, clearer, as though your thoughts have sharpened into crystal. This is the Thunder Rune breathing technique, a living fusion of ancient practice and modern neuroscience. With daily repetition, it doesn't just calm the mind, it rewires it. It teaches your brain to recognize stillness as power and attention as energy. You have now opened the circuit. The lightning has struck. Geogijo, bat jao thay joy, vao thoi. Jiem ban huan, than buoy luyentap. Rune samset, jao tien. The gioi hong, thay joy xungkwan ban thay joy, ben trong no. Tieng ontung, lampantan, suchuikwa, ban gio kam take sagsoi. Ingit lai. Nhu the ban jinabuak, vo tambao. Nui mothu juim lang. Chin sek vo ting tao. Jaila su thay joy ben trong. Quoch catch mang tam lang ben trong hethan kin kua ban. Jas dao su thuk tin kua su tap trong. Ban jao, Bansen hantay nung kam giaks tingte. Oi am lan tua trong tai. Surung jong nen heng tren jin jao. Nip to kua ban jong bo voin hip team. Jai kong phai la. Nung dao hiu huyen bi. Chung lan hong fan an vat li kua su lien ket tan kin. Ki hoi to kua ban sao hong va. Nhan thuk kua ban on jin. Oxy na se shayat mau kua ban. Dai tan kin pe vi kua ban bao hiu su an tau en va. Vo nau truog tren kua ban bat. Jao ki uvo. Vo trong kong huong mach lak. Trong kuan kak jo. Su hon luan kuan hong swing hitan mantan bian. Po nang team tan hip jiu kuan no. Samset kong kona mamnua. Malakahat. Ve mat kam sug. Su tay joey kung sao sa kong kem. Kai toy fanung. Kai luan bikeo boy sululang. Saun hong va so hai. Bat jao tan bien. Thai vao jo. Mot ngoy kwan sat. Jem ting troi day. Mot i thuk kong kon joy theo moy sung jong machung kien chung voy sutin lang. Jai la tam tri ben trong tam tri kwa druid. Vak hoa hok tan kin goi no lan hantuk sion hantuk. Kanang hantai suing hima kong bimaket trong jo. Thong kwa viets lap lai hoi tho Rune sam set. Nhantuk nai juot chung ko. Vaban bat jao jio huong kuok song tai vi fan ung voi no. Theo thoi gian. Su tap trung tru thench mo treng thai mag jin. Kong phai la mo treng thai ep buok. Kat kuok tru chuyen kam thai ro rang hon. Ul tuong sang tao tuon trao ma kong ken gang suk. Gay ka trung nung kwan kat kang thang. Ban ko the trio tap nip jiu kwa hoi to sam set. Je koi fuk su ken bang. Su kong huang kwa Rune. Ki juoj hin dang. Se on sao vao trin hothan kin. Mot biu tuong kich hoat su mach lak nhu mot chiek chia kua mo. Ramot ken kua kwen tuok. Su bien joy ben trong nai. Kung vai la trun tren tuk tai ma la lam chuno. Tam tri hok juok rang suting lang kong pai la. Su vang bong kua chuyen jong. Ma la su kiem soat no. Bantro then katia chopva. Bao trui ma no di chuyen kwa. Ket kwa kwa viek thuk han ki thuet Rune sam set kong jen. Nhun hong fep mau jot ngot malan hong tiet lo jau jan. Loi ich jau tien va truk tiep nehet la I thuk hien dien ju ok mai giua. Suong mutung kefu suing hi bat jau tan bien. Va mot han thuk kok en kothei the subonchon lu lengkwa tieng on ting ten lien tuk. Sutap trunkwa ban tron nan on jin. Kong phai la sutap trung kung hak kwa su kang thang. Malaloa I chai shofe pan chu yen tu ni hiem vu nai sang hiem vu catch mot catch the dang ko chui. Sao vai ngay lu yen tap ni hat kwan. Kia kingu kwa ban juok kai tien. Hoi thun hip na hang ken bang het ten kien. Kiam cortisol vat en kong sang shuat melatonin. Ban gun han hon. Mo song jong hon va thuk day. Voi su san sing tham lang dai vi met moi. Boy sing kam dai kaks. Toi sing hon. Hong phai vi the gioi the jui ma. Vin han thuk kua ban jan thai jui. Catch mok tan kin. Shutrach niem ve su chui. Suro reng va suken bang kam shuk. Ja bat jau ket noi lai. Trong vong hai jen ba tuan. Nhung loi ik sao sak hon sik suat hien. Vo nau truok tran. Trung tam chi hui chu su tap trung vara kuyet jin. Trung en hiu kwa hon. Trung ki hach henen han. Hi tong bao jong kuano. Im lang. Nhung tak nan gai kong tang tung chiem juat kam. Ksut kwa ban mat jisu kim kep kwa chung. Ban kam thay kiem suat kong phai thong kwa su jan ap. Ma thong kwan han thuch. Kua hok ten kin goi jai. La su jio chin giam fan ung. Kachna huyen mon ko jai goi no la hoa bin. Su sang tao kwa ben kung bat jau mora theon hung kash gan hu siun hien. Voi viek tam tri kwa ben kong kon bikia kat. Katsk I tuong lien ket de dang. Katsing hesi bao kao, veng guon kam hong dang kao. Kaks duan han mo ta kanang giai kuyet van jetruk kwan. Sing vien traing hiem ka nang hok tam vagin ho tang tok. Jai kong pai la su trung hop gaonien. Malabiu hien kwa tings dio dai, tan kin juok tang kong. Vieks luyen tap Rune, samset lien tu kyung kokak. Konjuong tan kin kwa su chui ben vung va su tik hop sang tao. Nhang dao hiu kwan han tuk hiu suat kao. Vemat the chat, kot the ben kung fan ong. Viek luyen thokaithien hiu kwatem mak. Tang kwong oksi hawa va tang kwong truong luk fevi. Tat kakachi soveka nang fuk hoi juok kaithien. Suthai join hep tim kwa banon jin. Kung hia la kot the ben fuk hoi sau kang tang han hun. Ban bat jiao song trung ko the kwa min tron ven hun. Kem handong nang luong unoy tung te hawa kang tang. Vemat kam suk, mot sututin tam lang benre. Ban kong kon bitung hong boy su hong loan kuwa the gioy ben guay vi ben jan kam faran hip jiu samset ben trong kuwa min. Noi so hai mat jisu sek ben kuwa no. Sung hingo ben than, tung bikuech jai boy suk saun hong, mo dan vao suro rang. Jiu kon leila mot kam gyak muk jij on jing, hong faila jong, luk pu du kwa adrenalin, mala jong luk ben bisin ratu sumaklaks. Rune samset kong chila mot kithuat, notro thens mot nguoy ban jong han. Su kong huang kwa no jikung ban, trong hoi thukua ban, trong giong noi kua ban, trong han thukua ban. Bontai min buk vao, trong thai samset, ngay ka giwa kuok song heng ngai, truok mot kuya jin kwan trong mot jot, bung no sang tao hoax, trong hung koen kak thu touch vikam suits. Ban gan hen hang, giong hun hung nang goi sua jan lam. Va bo nong kwa ban fanung gai lap tak, sap, tap tuk tin. Trong hiu thang, kiluat nai truong ten su chu enjoy. Su tap trung sao sak hon vao dong che. Su ting lang morong tan kai nin so sak. Ban bat jau nan te katsket noi trong moi tu. Su ingi an hong jen hoi ton hu the now. Hoi tu en hong jen kam suk nu the now. Kem suk jen hing thuk te nu the now. Awan vi su tak, biet giwa hoyen bi. Va ko the jo, luong juok tan bien. Nung kan goi thuk hen thung mo talo ich goi kung hu mot su hopnat. Kam giak rang tia chop kuen han thuk kong kon jan. Va o honua mak su yen kwa ho. Trong hung kon kak jo, ban than kuok song tru thang king hile. Va mo hoi to lamot run sam seat. You have learned the storm's secret. That thunder is not noise, but awakening. The rune of thunder was never just a symbol carved in stone. It was a map of human evolution, pointing toward the limitless focus waiting inside each of us. Now, you stand at the threshold, where ancient wisdom and modern science converge, where breath becomes voltage and awareness becomes lightning. The challenge, however, is consistency. Power fades when it's not nurtured. To ignite true transformation, practice this ritual every day for 21 days. Just 10 minutes each morning. Eyes closed, breath rhythmic, tone resonant. Mark your days not by the tasks you finish, but by the depth of silence you touch. Each session strengthens the neural circuits of focus until concentration is no longer something you do. It's something you are. Let this be more than a technique. Let it become a way of living. Use the thunder breath before a difficult decision, a creative project, or a conversation that matters. Use it when doubt creeps in, when the world demands more than you can give. The lightning you summon is not metaphoric. It's the current of your consciousness realigned. Share this knowledge. When others see the calm fire in your eyes, tell them what you've found. The rune of thunder is not a relic to be hidden. It's a human inheritance, a reminder that we are built not to merely survive the storm, but to become it. So breathe, chant, focus, awaken. The sky has always been waiting to echo your energy. Stop waiting to evolve. Become the storm.